And then eating milk, running the around, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Me.
Wait a minute.
He's a Fruit Loop. He Diddy 5.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried.
Meek Mill chilling after all the Diddy allegations.
If you got someone, don't you love when I come around?
The courtroom went silent as the audio dropped, and then came the names Will Smith, Meek Mill, Diddy. This wasn't supposed to get this messy. Everyone thought it was just another Diddy drama until that audio came out. And suddenly, it wasn't about Cassie anymore. It was about Meek Mill, Will Smith, and whatever weird stuff they were caught up in with Diddy. Yeah, them, on that tape. And once it started playing in court, everything flipped. I don't know about you, but the tape really caught me off guard. People inside said Diddy's whole vibe changed. One person said he looked like someone pulled the floor out from under him. Another said his hands were shaking. You could tell he didn't think that audio would ever see the light of day. And the wild part, it wasn't just some harmless party talk. This tape had real stuff. Awkward, uncomfortable, possibly career-ending stuff. Now everyone's asking, what were Meek and Will really doing there? And why does Diddy look so scared? So the audio that leaked in court, it wasn't just Diddy rambling. It had Meek Mill and Will Smith talking too. And not just any casual conversation. We're talking straight up behind the scenes talk about Diddy's freak-offs, secret guest lists, and even those creepy rumors about underground tunnels in his house. One part allegedly has Meek saying, "Man, I told you that party was wild. I dipped the second the masks came out." And then Will's voice comes in like, "We shouldn't have been there. You know what was going on downstairs?" Yep, downstairs. As in those secret rooms people have been whispering about for years. After that tape played, the courtroom was dead silent. Reporters were texting like crazy, some literally running out into the hallway to call their editors. And people online losing their minds. What started as Cassie telling her truth just blew the door open on a whole underground world nobody was supposed to hear about. If this is what's on one tape, what else is hiding out there? Okay, so at first, everyone thought it was just one of those wild internet rumors like, oh, please, another Diddy conspiracy? But no, this one was real and it hit hard. People who were actually inside the courtroom said the second that audio started playing, the whole room just froze. Not like dramatic pause for effect. Frozen, actually frozen. People who've heard it are calling it crystal clear, like no mumbling, no background noise, just straight up disturbing stuff. One insider said it sounded like they forgot they were being recorded. Allegedly, they're casually dropping details about Diddy's freak-offs, who was brought in, and even sketchy comments about threats and keeping people quiet. There's even a part where someone supposedly jokes, "You know, he keeps the phones locked up for a reason." And if you're sitting there wondering what Will Smith and Meek Mill have to do with all this, same. That's exactly what everyone's trying to figure out right now. No one's been officially charged or anything, but the fact that their names even popped up in this trial, total shocker. These are guys who've spent years crafting clean, polished images. Family man, motivational speaker, socially conscious rapper. Definitely not names you'd expect in the middle of a freak-off scandal. But here's the thing, court doesn't care about public image. If those recordings are real, and if they point to more evidence or people coming forward, it could all unravel fast. And the wildest part? This might only be the tip of the iceberg. People are already whispering about more tapes, maybe even video footage that hasn't been played yet. Prosecutors are gearing up, new witnesses are being prepped, and if even a little bit of what's out there turns out to be legit, this won't just be about Diddy anymore. This could drag half the industry into the spotlight. The silence is cracking and the tapes are finally talking. Of all the twists this trial has thrown at us, the most shocking one by far is the mention of Will Smith and Meek Mill in the leaked audio. If you've been following pop culture even just a little over the past decade, you know how wildly different these two are from Diddy, at least in terms of public image. Will Smith has always been that polished, all-American American movie star. Sure, his clean image took a hit after the whole Oscars slap thing and the messy headlines from Jada's memoir, but this is a different level. It's a federal court case involving disturbing allegations and what insiders are calling explicit audio evidence. If his voice is clearly heard in these recordings, and if he's involved in the kind of stuff being described, it could completely unravel the image he spent decades building. It's one thing to bounce back from a messy fight online or even a cheating scandal, but being tied to tapes that involve freak-off parties, coercion, and maybe even illegal stuff, that's not something you fix with a cute apology video and a PR tour. This kind of mess can end careers for good. No rebrand, no comeback tour, just done. And then there's Meek Mill. When his name popped up in all this, I won't lie, I was shocked. He's been through real stuff. Prison, probation, speaking up about broken systems. He built this whole brand around redemption and growth. I like that about him. So to now hear that he might be wrapped up in the same dark world as Diddy, it's confusing as hell. Part of me wonders, I don't know what's worse, being part of it or being dragged down by it anyway. And fans are watching closely. People who once respected him for his activism are now wondering if there's another side to the story that hasn't been told yet, or if he's been hiding something behind all the advocacy. The truth is, we still don't have the full picture. A lot of what's been said is based on leaks, courtroom whispers, and unofficial reports. But one thing is clear, the mention of Will Smith and Meek Mill has changed the tone of this case completely. It's no longer just about Diddy. The public is asking bigger questions now, about the hidden lives of celebrities, about who's really pulling the strings, and about how much we can trust the images we're sold in interviews, red carpets, and carefully edited Instagram posts. People who were actually in the courtroom said you could see the change in Diddy the moment the leaked audio started coming up. This wasn't the same confident, untouchable music mogul who had been brushing off allegations for weeks. Something shifted. His whole vibe went from calm and composed to anxious and almost small. Like he knew this was different, like this was the moment things were starting to slip out of his control. And remember how earlier in the trial he'd smirk or roll his eyes when certain names came up? Yeah, none of that now. He just sat there, frozen. Even the sketch artist caught it. Diddy gripping his temple like his head was pounding or like he was trying to block it all out. Someone said he looked like he was shrinking into his chair, like he seriously wished he could vanish on the spot. And what really gave me chills? He kept staring at those sealed evidence files on the table, like he was trying to read them with his eyes, or maybe just silently praying that whatever's in there doesn't come out. It was giving full-on panic. Legal experts watching this unfold are already saying the same thing. This could be the turning point. If the tapes are real, and if they hold even half of what insiders are claiming, clear voices, graphic content, and links to other public figures, this stops being just about Diddy and Cassie. It becomes a whole new kind of case. A federal investigation could open up into what some are calling a hidden Hollywood underworld, one filled with manipulation, silence, and the kind of dark power games that usually stay buried forever. Publicists work overtime to clear names, deny involvement, or at the very least, distance their clients from the chaos. But this time, nothing. Not a single word from Will Smith's team, no response from Meek Mill's side. And surprisingly, Diddy's own legal crew, who were once quick to dismiss accusations, have suddenly gone quiet. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.